This is The Relation Shop. I'm Toya, and I have Eric and Jason in here. We are in here.
What's going on?
And don't forget,
Hey,
YouTube,
holla.
Relation Shots. Go over there, check it out.
The shots.
There you go.
The shots.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But don't get it confused with Relation Shop. Relation Shots is Eric, and Relation Shop is all of us. There you go.
There you go.
It's
Easy.
confusing.
Yeah.
Somebody
Well,
asked
you know,
me
we're
that
a team.
Someone asked me that the other day, and I was like, listen,
What'd you say?
we've been doing the podcast for like 3 years. And I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't have a vision for the other stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like when you didn't start out with a, hey, everything's gonna have the same name.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Like, listen,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Get over yourself.
I mean,
Yeah.
but there is a hierarchy here.
Just listen.
I mean,
Absolutely.
You see
Toya's
who's got the
boss.
mug.
Uh-huh. But who's drinking out of it?
Yeah. But what's in
Really?
it? But what's in it?
What's in it? That's funny.
Could be water.
Could be.
Could be something else.
Could be something else.
Sponsorship.
Who's
But
not
today-
Sponsored. What if we
Sponsors.
get a sponsorship?
Yeah.
What if?
What
I
if?
don't know. I mean, we all like to wear shirts, right?
Right?
That's one.
Yeah.
As opposed to not wearing shirts.
I mean,
Hey, let's do that next show.
okay, that didn't come out right.
Next show,
That did not
Fowler
come out
and I
right.
are not wearing a shirt next
Sure.
show.
That
I'm
didn't
in.
come out right. You
Yeah.
know what I mean.
All right.
You know what I mean.
Because then we can see his tattoo again.
Yeah, two of them.
You know? Oh,
Yeah.
It might be redneck if.
Oh no.
What, I got two of them? You don't have any?
No.
Oh, man.
And if
We
I
got-
did, it wouldn't be
We got to
those.
street you up.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
We're
got-
going to get into this. Today
Yeah.
we're talking
Probably time to
about
wrap up a show.
help. My spouse won't go to counseling.
My spouse won't.
Yeah,
so
somebody,
is this really
husband,
directed
wife?
at husbands?
Okay.
Which
let's
happen
be
more
honest.
often than not?
Exactly. I'm glad you said that. Most of the time it is the
98% of the
husband
time, I'm going to go
that
with
doesn't want to go.
the husband
And you
don't
know
wanna go.
because you
Yeah,
see
I
it.
know.
You see it. You
It's
hear it.
ridiculous.
So, and in the
Help me.
community, altermarriage.com, I hear it all the time from wives. You know,
Right.
my husband doesn't want to go to counseling. My husband doesn't want to be involved. My husband doesn't want to talk to community.
My husband think counseling doesn't work. My husband, I'm like, yeah, but when does he realize he ain't fixing what the problem is?
Yeah.
That's what makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
If you could have done it,
Right?
you would have already done it.
Yeah.
You can't. You might need help.
Yeah. Don't know how you do it. Don't know how you do it. Putting up with people's shenanigans.
There's got to be some trick. I got to solve that riddle. But
Yeah.
so it goes all the way back because the problem is you try to do like dating classes and it's like, 98% women and 2 dudes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it starts there. Like they already don't want community or help. And then they
So-
get married and
Same thing.
still don't.
But I like what you said. So you're like, okay,
like
we're
what I say,
seeing
too.
we're seeing the issue in marriage. So instead of me really trying to focus on marriages, let me actually go back and address the people that are dating and see if we can plant seeds there. And you're like, but it's 98% women here. And they don't
promise
mind getting help.
Every time I do premarital counseling with a couple, I am highly encouraged because they're both there. And it's like
Okay.
you're starting what may turn into marriage if they get married,
Yeah.
but you're starting your relationship valuing outside input in your relationship. And I'm like, dude, those people already probably have tripled
Right.
their chance of success
Mm-hmm.
just by going, hey, why don't we get someone to make sure that we're not missing anything?
That's true.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
And people do it everywhere else. It makes no sense to me. I get it.
So is there a label for these? Like, last episode you had the
HSPs, the highly
HSPs.
sensitive person.
Yeah. What
got
do you
nothing?
have? I mean, I have some info, but
I think it's the
not
HIH,
Oh.
highly ignorant husband,
Okay.
who for some reason believes we don't need any help. We got this.
Got it.
You don't have this.
Right.
Your wife wants to leave you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You do not have this. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
You
I
know,
do. No,
all you
don't.
need to do is write a book.
the HIH?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll be just like your mentor.
It'll be the I'm foolish. Don't even get me started. The HIH epidemic. We could call it.
Ooh, there you
Yeah.
go. There we go. Now we're
Yeah.
on to something.
Yeah. And
Okay, this
we
is
can have
interesting.
like a subline, like what's plaguing, masculinity in marriage or something.
Here we go.
We just wrote a book.
We did. How about that?
You want to write the foreword?
yeah,
Actually, we
but
need somebody big on that. Never mind.
Oh, what?
We'll put you in the shout out person, like where we thank people.
Yeah.
Oh my
Th-
gosh.
Thank
Yes.
Toya for
Page 100
inspiring so many of the
This
pieces of
idea?
wisdom that we
Okay.
get. Yeah, and we'll
All right.
we'll mention you
actually,
in
we'll
there.
put things for the wardrobe. She does the wardrobe.
Oh,
for us,
yeah,
for the
yeah,
pictures.
I
and stuff.
really
Yeah.
don't. But okay.
Yeah.
So no, but what do you?
This is always in black.
I know.
Yeah.
So what do you say? Like, where do we start for since it's 98% wives?
Okay, so let's just
Let's go.
Let's go with the husband first.
Okay.
Help, my husband won't come to counseling.
Okay.
Ask why.
Well, there's a start.
Sounds easy.
I mean, we at least got to
Okay.
start with why.
Right.
I don't want anybody in my business.
Okay.
I don't need to talk to anybody.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
Now what?
So then you say, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Why don't you want to talk to anybody?
I don't want them in my business.
Okay. So is there, like, are you afraid that they'll expose you? Or,
That would be my
or say
question.
something?
What are you doing in your business? You don't want anybody to know your
So,
business.
but again, I think it's trying to figure out if there's legitimate fears. So some people don't like community because community has burnt them. Like, I get it. So we're always talking right in the altar marriage community. Hey man, these people, and even the women that come in, a lot of times are like, I don't know about this. I'm not sure. Half the time I'll be like, here, just go in there and just watch. Don't say anything. And then the very next thing they said is, well, I talked a whole bunch.
Yeah.
It's because they got in there and they're like, oh, these people are vulnerable.
Yeah.
So if they're sharing their stuff, I trust I can share my stuff.
Yep.
So some people have been burnt,
Yeah.
so they don't want to share. Fully get that. Okay, I get that. So if that's the case, I think the good news is, hey, the great thing is with the counselor, we can sue them if they don't keep
There is that.
confidentiality. I mean, it's like by law, they're required to keep confidentiality, and you're sharing something with somebody who has heard everything.
Right.
You're
I think
not
that's what
going to
people
share
miss it.
something
Yeah.
that's like, they're like, oh my gosh, I haven't dealt with that.
That's true.
Huh.
Well, okay. If you go to an experienced counselor, that's never going to happen.
This
I've
is my
heard weird
first day
stories.
at work.
No, I've heard weird stories about, counselors who, like, the people can see on their face when they tell them something and they're like, help me. Yeah, help. Or they even say stuff like, I can't help you, or I mean, just weird stuff. But
I've
normally,
heard of that, yeah.
normally you're going to get somebody, if they've been doing it, a decade or more, you don't have anything. There's nothing I haven't heard.
Note to self.
Literally nothing.
decade or more.
I cannot imagine anything that at this point would be surprising.
Gotcha.
Because I've heard the weirdest, craziest, most dysfunctional.
We got to test that out
unhealthy.
off air one of these days. I want to,
Hey,
I
listen.
don't want you to get sued.
No, I'll give you some categories. So I think that's one thing, which is, why don't we try it, because they're bound by law and they probably heard,
Why not?
right? So,
That's good.
what was the other objections you had?
I don't want anybody in my business.
Yeah.
I got this, right? I don't need any help.
Yeah, we're fine. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
and
want
that's
to
where
That's
I
what you
think
said.
the wife is like, you may be fine, I'm not okay,
yep.
and I think things could be better. So I think part of it is reframing the like, I want something better. I think sometimes counseling comes across as like the punishment.
True.
Like, we suck, so the
need help,
punishment is we got to go over here,
Yeah.
as opposed to go, wouldn't it be great if we could get some tools, or we could, doesn't this drive you nuts? Yeah, I hate that too. Well, what if we could go get someone to help us and own some of it, right? So if I'm a husband and my wife's like, you don't ever blank, you don't this, our marriage sucks, like, you need to go to counseling with me. He's already going to be like, dude, I'm going to get lit up in there.
Yeah.
Where if you posed it like, hey, I know there's stuff I need to work on. I think there's stuff we could do better in our marriage together. Would you be willing to go? I want some insights in where it's like, oh,
That's
okay,
true.
you're owning some of it. Okay.
I mean, I can see
like
that. I'm guessing that most guys, I'll say most, but the majority of guys, I'm thinking, look at it as a punishment. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I can see that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Especially if wives use it as an ultimatum.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You either go or.
Right.
And here's the hard part. I'm not a fan of ultimatums.
No.
Period.
Is he coming?
I don't think that's a good strategy.
No.
But I think there may also come a point in a marriage where the wife literally is at the end of her rope, and it's like, if we
Enough.
don't go do this,
Right.
I don't know that I can
Yeah.
keep going what we're doing.
But-
So it is kind of an ultimatum, but it feels different.
Yeah. I mean, you can word that different other than, well, you don't do what I say. Or-
Sure, yeah, like a power move.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
he'll be like, forget you.
Right.
Bye.
Exactly. Yeah.
Go get some counseling yourself. So yeah, I think so. Some of it, I think, is how do you confront the objections that might be there. For instance, if it's cost, Counseling is expensive.
It is.
There's certainly counselors. There's a big range, right? So you can find some counselors that may be a little cheaper. So I would try to do that. I would say if it's that, maybe you can find a different environment, like a group.
Yes.
Which is going to be a little cheaper than an individual. Or some other community.
I'm just thinking how hard it would be to get a husband to a group.
Sure. Yeah.
That one's going to be tough.
Well, you got to crawl before you walk.
But again, it's what is the argument? If it's not, I don't mind sharing. It's just the cost.
Right.
Then the group might be an option. If it's cost and I want to share my at some point you're like, hey, listen, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do like in the delivery. So for the wives to say, hey, I don't like the direction we're headed down. I think there's some things that we both need to work on. Probably some things where we're triggering each other. There's probably things that I'm doing that I'm not aware of. And maybe a counselor will help me. Like if you show that it's not all your husband, because I feel like the way sometimes it's delivered is you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this. We need to go to a counselor. So that he's already feeling attacked. Like I don't need a stranger now telling me I'm horrible.
Sure, then it already feels like 2v1. We haven't even gotten there.
Right.
The marriage sucks. You need help.
Yeah.
We're going to counseling.
I'm good. You're messing everything up. So, and that because it's crazy. Then when you get to counseling, then you realize both of y'all are messed up.
Sure.
Both of y'all are triggering each other. Both of y'all have things that you need to work on. So
that's good.
So it's like
make sure you go to a good counselor.
That's it. No, that's it.
Okay, let's be honest, Eric. We've done a show on how to find a counselor.
We did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't remember the number. I have to get the number. But we've done a show on this before. But seriously, that is a real big issue, is finding a counselor that both husband and wife are comfortable with and are okay with, that they actually like, I guess I should say. Because a lot of the times the husband is like, nope, I don't like this person. Or a wife is like, nope, my husband is a salesman. They already won over the counselor. The counselor's now not listening to me. And I hear that so much.
I mean, that sounds like the counselor can't win. Even if you got a good counselor, he's like, I mean.
That's why you need, and in the show we talked about that, like find a couples counselor.
Yeah.
Not just a counselor who sometimes does couples as well.
Right.
That's a whole different dynamic. Dealing with somebody one-on-one with their anxiety, depression, whatever else.
Right.
It's a completely different ball game than managing the dynamics of, how do you connect with both, but not side with either. That's just a whole different dynamic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get, that you have to, it's a dance.
Yeah.
It is. Man, it's rough out there. But, so of course we have Eric. That is a couples counselor.
Of course we do.
I'm full. Just playing. Yeah.
But we also have altermarriage.com. So where we talked about if your husband is not ready for a counselor and you need to crawl before you walk, then you need to make sure at least this is a start, right? There's just a monthly fee where we have group settings. Wives are able to talk amongst wives. Husbands can talk amongst husbands. Eric offers master classes. So it's like a way to say, hey, we have a digital community. And then it's just a way to kind of say, here's step one, right? Before you go on and let's look for a counselor, like at least it's a start. And also episode 106 is the episode where we talked about how to find a counselor.
Oh, so, look at that. The Lord dropped that in your spirit through your phone.
I like it.
It's amazing. I think even going back to, because I think that's one of the help my husband won't go to counseling, right? Some of it is what are the objections?
Yeah.
And how do you communicate and appeal to those objections as well? That's why I say I think communicating like this could be a way to enrich what we have as opposed to this is just a place to solve struggles. That's a different thing, right? Addressing the cost, addressing some of that other stuff I think is good. But I think the other thing is, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I think the other thing is if they won't go, what can you still do? You can still do stuff yourself. And so I think when you start talking about community, I think what we see sometimes is a couple joins the community, but only one spouse is really active right now.
Yeah.
But they're also finding support.
Yes.
They're also finding ideas on how to engage their spouse and all that kind of stuff. And so that is a much more economical way to like start working on yourself.
Just do you.
Are you finding that husbands will be more willing to go like Zoom stuff than face-to-face stuff?
Well, it's funny because I just posted the question in the wives area in our community, like, how do you get your husbands involved? Like, what do you women think? And they were overwhelmingly talk about, how about trying to do something together? That's not relationship,
Really?
but because we can at this point, like we can be talking about football and I can make it relational. You know what I mean? Like, that's great. When's the last time you did something with your wife? It's like, huh? So it's like, go do Top Golf or go do something with the guys first to build relationship. And then then maybe it's some type of discipleship group or something like that.
Okay. I mean, if I'm about to spill it to my counselor, it'd be nice to trust him.
Absolutely.
Have a little relationship first.
Yeah. And connect with them, which I think is another way. Okay, so your spouse doesn't want to. Maybe one of the things, would they be willing to watch a video with you or read a book with you? And here's the even better part. If it happens that the book or the videos are done by someone who's also a counselor, there may be some connection like, oh man, I like that person's video, or I like their perspective in the book. I would be willing to go see them because now I like their perspective.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I think that's a great way when you start talking about what do wives do. See, what's a smaller ask? Would you watch a video with me?
There you go.
Watch a video by somebody that you might actually be able to go see.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that may open the door.
I mean, being on the same page, communication-wise, it sounds like this is what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
So I know we've done stuff in the past where, there were terms or spelling bees that I won't mention names. Some people didn't do as well on in here, right? That we've done. Well, I wasn't going to mention names, but
play ambiguous.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Toya didn't do so well, right?
Our audience knows at this point. Unless this is the first show.
I'm trying to be nice.
First time you ever joined us, you already know.
Some of the games are good and some of them are not.
Hey, what are you throwing me under the bus? I was trying to help you.
The games are neutral.
Yeah.
The participants are either good or not.
So it's you got to be on the same wavelength terms, and so I figured I'm going to test your term skills.
Here we go.
Okay. This is a vocab thing.
This is a vocab thing.
Okay.
So this is another chance. I'm trying to help you get more points, right? This is another chance. If you happen to know what it means, great.
Okay.
That's a bonus, but really you just got to tell me what decade this is from.
So Bubbles has given us decades from the 1920s to 2010.
Yes.
And we are giving you the decade that this word was introduced or most popular or
most
whatever.
Popular, when it was used the most.
Because we've determined in past shows that you still use terms from like the 90s.
Of course.
And so if somebody heard you today, they'd be like 2020, and we'd go, no, that's a 90s term.
They were good in the 90s, they're good now.
Well,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, but you use them out of context.
Word.
Exactly.
Yes.
And he just did a fist. What is that?
That's word.
That's
okay.
Fist. That's
Let's
weird.
see.
All right, here we go.
I don't even know what to do with him sometimes. All right,
here we
let's
go.
do your little.
All right, let's start you out with drip.
Drip.
Yeah. You
What
know drip
decade?
means? Yeah. Tell me the decade.
2000.
I'm gonna go 2010s, and obviously you know what drip is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Just dress.
Okay. There you go. 1940s.
Seriously?
1940s is when drip was used the most.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
Give me a hard time about
Really?
90s stuff.
The 40s?
40s. I'm not stuck in the 40s at least.
Have you ever heard drip until like recently?
Yeah, no.
Drip
I have
in the
not.
40s
So I guess it came back.
Yeah. There you
Bruno
go.
Mars brought that back, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
I guess.
Wasn't that in the Cardi B song? Him and Cardi B song?
I don't know.
There you go.
Finesse?
Look at him knowing his history.
I would have known the lyrics, but if Jason read them, I would have
You would be
fully lost. I'd be
confused.
like, I know I should know that. And then
All
Jason.
right.
There'll be none of that.
The
All right.
40s. Drip
40s.
came from the 40s.
The 40s.
That's
yes.
amazing.
Yeah. How about skinny? Yeah.
Skinny.
Skinny.
So I guess I'm going to go with, the skinny. Like, what's the skinny?
There you go.
right.
I'll give you a
Yeah.
point for knowing that. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right. What's the skinny?
Did you seriously just think it meant thin?
1960s?
I'm gonna go like the 50s.
It's 70s. Skinny was 70s. So close.
Skinny.
So close.
Yeah.
How about applesauce? Yep. Applesauce.
20s.
30s.
20s. Yeah. Do you know what it means?
No.
It means like nonsense, foolery,
okay.
applesauce. Yeah.
Applesauce.
How about ankle biter? I love this one.
Oh, okay. The
Love
dogs.
ankle biters. Did you pick a thing?
Huh? Oh,
Ankle biters
19.
are like kids.
Oh, not little dogs.
Like
They're kids.
Crumb snatchers, ankle biters.
Oh, yeah.
So then 1930.
Okay.
80s.
50s. 1950s.
I forget
so
which
really,
ones
we're
have been
1-1
used
here.
now.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Hella. I use this one all the time.
80s.
90s.
That answer was hella nice.
Yeah.
90s.
I
Yeah.
had a song on cassette that was like hella. Who was that? I forget who sung that.
I don't
know.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was 90s though.
All right, bumping gums.
Bumping gums.
Yeah.
Bumping gums.
70s.
Bumping gums.
Bumping gums.
That's crazy. I can't remember which ones we've used. Have we done? Yeah, we already done 60s.
You're up 2, by the way. 2-1. Bumping gums.
I don't know what we've used. I'll go 80s.
And what do you think it means?
Talking a lot.
Kissing.
It's 1930s, and it
Oh.
means having a conversation that really has no substance.
Talking a lot.
Just
I thought we
chit
already
chat,
did 30s.
bumping gums.
Yeah.
30s.
Can they be
40s?
repeated?
No,
Oh, okay.
we haven't done 30s yet.
Interesting.
20s,
Okay.
30s. All right, you got to get this one. Shook.
2010.
2000s.
This would be 2010.
Oh,
look at that.
Toya's killing
Yeah,
it. I think
yeah.
he pulled away.
Yeah.
Yeah, she pulled away. That
That's
was
it. I got
Well
it.
done.
She got
Well
that.
done.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
she knows her terms now.
I'm still stuck on drip coming from the 40s.
Yep,
Yeah.
40s.
That's impressive.
Yeah, there you go. Bruno bringing back the 40s.
Yes.
Right there.
He is
Well,
kind
I
of old.
did-
Was it Bruno?
No, Shook was early 2000s. That was wrong.
Was it?
2010 is not right.
I mean, I
Hey.
feel
Well-
the same way. But
Well, let me look at my scientists. This is scientifically proven.
plus,
it was
didn't I get some
2010s.
points for knowing what the stuff meant?
You did get them. I still won,
I knew
though.
ankle biters. I knew.
did know ankle
I
biters.
knew, what was the other one?
We're not going back to the past. It doesn't matter. It's over. The game is over. But I did go
Sound
to.
like my kids. We always bring up the past. Yesterday.
I did check out the Gottman Institute.
Okay.
Right.
John
They know some
Gottman, all
stuff
right.
about
Yes.
relationships.
Yeah.
So
Endorse
and
that.
they go back to what you said, Eric. Focus on you. If your husband or maybe your wife doesn't want to go to counseling, focus on you, because that's the only person you can control. Number one, focus on your partner's strength. So I actually say this all the time. Like whenever someone is not wanting to get help, then you come back, you circle back, go to your journal and write down some of their strengths, some things you really love about them. Number two, give your partner the benefit of the doubt. So even though they're not doing what you ask right now, it's like have hope that what?
No, go ahead.
Have hope that it could happen, that something could change, right? But don't completely focus on
That's
them
hard.
not doing
That's
those
hard.
things.
I was just thinking that's hard when it's been a while. Like, how do I give them the benefit of the
Right.
doubt when there's never, like, they've never hit the benefit side? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
That becomes real tough.
That
That's
does
true.
become tough.
Okay. And then the third one, brush up on your communication skills. So I think this circles back to what we were talking about saying,
Jason said.
Drip.
but going back before that to when we were saying, hey, like, let's go to a counselor because it's probably things we both could work on. It's probably things that I'm doing to trigger you, things that you're doing. Just like acknowledge and be humble for yourself as well and not just put everything on
Don't
them.
just be bumping gums.
Don't just be
Yeah,
bumping
don't
gums.
just be bumping gums.
Exactly.
You really need to, if you want to value them, you need to acknowledge that they got some nice drip. But you're also shook
There you go.
because the
There you
ankle
go.
biters are keeping
2010.
you from really
You just gonna knock
investing
them
in the
all out.
relationship.
Fireworks, the end of the show. You just popping them all out.
Yeah.
Bam, bam.
Yeah.
All right.
Man's addiction.
So
I'm not sticking to decades. I'm century vocab.
I
So,
see.
No, I like
see.
that.
But again, go ahead and check out episode 106 if you are wondering how to find a good counselor. And check out altermarriage.com if you want to just start somewhere and get a community. So
Yeah, I think
Start
so. So
somewhere.
I think one, everybody needs a community.
Yep.
If
Yep.
you're trying to do it by yourself, you need community even more.
yeah.
I think the other thing is, like we said, you know, where can sometimes a smaller ask, hey, would you be willing to do 3 sessions? Feels better than, oh my, we're
Yeah.
going to counseling forever. I think also
Right.
if you can you get them around community doing something, get them around some good couples doing something else, maybe they'll connect with one of the other husbands and be like, hey man, that dude seems cool, and you know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
maybe he can help too. So I think there's lots of things you can do if they won't go,
Yeah.
and then work on yourself, which is what you said. If I'm going to counseling and I'm working on self and I'm getting better and I'm doing things different in a relationship, at some point your spouse may be like,
I'm seeing something over here.
I see some value in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd be willing to do that too.
Exactly. Exactly. Love it. All right. We are out. Thank you for joining us today.
Bye.
Bye.